Yeah, I can actually.
Okay, yeah, you sound good on my. How do I sound?
You sound good. I'm
Okay,
just
good.
turning mine down a little bit. Down here and okay. You can hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Oh man. Oh,
Foul.
yeah, a nice swing to that. So this is 22. Here's is a doozy. Akin Tude Ahmad.
Fucking 2-day Ahmad, yep.
Actually, correction. Yeah, that's his first name. Ak Intuide.
Foul.
This kid's actually doing well, though. Good size to him. That.
Let's move it out of the way.
There you go.
Put that over there by you. Thanks. All right, Tim, let me know when we're ready to rock and roll here. Let's start off with the bottom of the first. Oh, who's pitching for?
Oakland Tech.
Yeah,
That would be
Delpino.
Delpino.
And who's catching? Top of your head.
Miller.
Cool.
Here you go.
No, I got it. I'm good.
Huh? Bulldogs.
Oh, good. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Bulldogs versus the Cardinal.
2 original names.
Oh, here you go. Here's an actual.
No, I got it. I'm good.
Oh, no, I was looking at the flip side. It actually had. But their numbers are all off.
Yeah, that's fine.
But it also has the. Here, I'll let you just have that
cool.
sheet. Yeah,
sure.
I didn't realize it was on the flip side. I thought it was just Lowell. Little Homer, I think. Look at this bright red paper, Lowell's colors. There's not a purple side to match. Let's see, 1-1. Ooh, that was not bad. Talk a little bit real quick.
Yeah, check 1 2. Check 1 2.
Okay.
Here at San Francisco State University. I don't think there's a name for the actual field. Maloney,
Field.
thank you.
And I'm coming in good?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was hearing a little more static, so that's why I was just fixing. Make sure I don't sound all.
Maloney Field.
Yeah. Oakland, it says, has a record of like 7 and
6 or something.
Well, you know, when the rest of the league's at 1 and 6, you know, you gotta get your games in when you can. Yeah, TransBay Championship Series, Game 1. Hold on 1 second. Let me unplug this and plug back in.
Okay.
Still sounding a little echoey. Check. It's a walk.
It was a walk?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
I think Lowell's going to route him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. The only way is if this pitcher has a dandy. Does this still sound a little?
Yeah, a little. I hear that coming out of your headset.
I don't know what, because I'm hearing this little buzz. Oh, that's the other thing
Nice
too.
spot. He's going to beat it, too.
They play small ball.
Oh, wow.
Here it comes.
So that's going to be an E5.
Nope.
All the way home. Wow.
That's how they started with Washington, too.
E5.
So I'm sounding a little messed up on yours, too. Am I sounding good on yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll just deal with it. As long as you can hear me, I can hear you.
Oh, he picked off.
Nice throw.
That goes 1-6.
Yep. Nice pick.
I think he was safe. But
maybe the umpires know this is going to be an ugly one. Yeah, Lowell likes to do small ball. They love to bunt. Good bunting team. They also steal a lot of bags. I think they're like 103 for 107 or something like that this year. Yeah, as a team.
Wow.
Last year they didn't get caught. They
Wow,
stole like 93 for 93 or something to that effect.
1-0.
1-0. Lowell. I feel like I'm getting more echoey. Is it coming in solid?
It comes in fine on, from my end.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll just deal with it.
Yeah, for sure. Good after. I'm not hearing myself now. Check 1 2. Oh, good afternoon and welcome to Maloney Field here on the campus of San Francisco State University alongside Mike Cronenwet. I am Ben Schneider. Tim King is our producer. A little bit of technical difficulties. We're an inning and a half in, so I'll get you caught up here. Lowell already with a 1-0 lead. Aaron Leong, the leadoff batter, walked, and then our number 2 batter, Elijah Saunders, bunted at a single for a bunt, went all the way out into right field, and Leong was able to score on that. Saunders went to second on the throwing error, and he was picked off at second. So there we are, bottom of the first. Lowell leads 1-0. 1-2 the count, 1 out. Pitch is low and in the dirt. Give you your lineup here for Lowell, the Cardinals here out of San Francisco. Jake Simmons is our batting cleanup. The catcher on deck is Andy Glickfeld. He's the right fielder. Batting fifth is Josh Vaughn, the second baseman. Batting sixth, Jasper Scherer, the first baseman. There's a shot to the third baseman. Long throw across the diamond. In time, play goes 5-3, and Simmons is retired. Batting seventh for the Cardinal out of Lowell is Stephen Reed, the left fielder. Batting eighth, Jesse Tom, the center fielder. And batting ninth, Ryan Worth, the third baseman for the Oakland Tech Bulldogs. Ahmad in left, Shushkowicz in center, Castillo in right. Over along the infield, Frady at third base, Packer at short. First pitch to Glickfeld is a ball outside. Dewey at second, Mencken at first. Del Pino is on the mound, and Miller behind the plate, and those are your lineups. Thank you for joining us here on Play On Sports Network here at San Francisco State University. A beautiful day for baseball. And let me welcome in for the first time today my broadcast partner, Mike Cronenwet. Mike, thanks for coming out. How are you today?
Doing great. Looking forward to some good baseball. It seems that Oakland Tech so far been a little rocky in the defensive side of the ball, but they did get a pickoff at second to take out Saunders. So far it's been up and down. In the first, actually, the starting pitcher for Lowell, that would be Aaron Chang. Correct. Aaron Leong, correction. Struck out the side to start off, but should be a good matchup. I'm looking forward to seeing some good quality baseball.
Yeah, and we apologize for our technical errors. In the top of the first, actually, Oakland Tech went strikeout 6-3 strikeouts. So Leong set down the Bulldogs in order. So we're here in the bottom of the first. Lowell leads 1-0. 2-2 the count, 2 outs. And Del Pino gets the sign from Miller, and the pitch is just getting a piece of it was Glickfeld.
Cardinal in the classic-looking cream-colored jerseys. Very similar to the Stanford Cardinal of Palo Alto, and the Bulldogs here in the purple with the gold trim and the white bottoms.
Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series. There's a rocket down the left field line, but it's hooking foul. So it'll remain at 2-2. Let me give you your umpires today for today's contest. Behind the plate, calling balls and strikes is Harvey Maxey. At first base is Ken Chase. Second base, Alex Andus. And our third base umpire today is Pat Burford. A great crew here. Got a chance to meet with them a little bit before the game. Seemed like a fun group of guys.
Good quality gentlemen there in the field today.
Melissa Hobart is our videographer. The one and only Tim King, our in-game producer here today. I'm Ben Schneider alongside Mike Cronenwet. Changeup misses outside, so the count is full. Bottom of the first, Lowell on top, 1-0.
When I talked to the Oakland Tech coaches, they were saying that Del Pino has a changeup fastball and he'll sneak in a curveball every now and then.
Looks like Glickfield would have walked, but he chases one out of the zone, and it's popped up to the shortstop Packer, and that is the inning. So you're right. After the bunt, the error, limited damage, Lowell gets 1 run on no hits. Well, actually, we give them a bunt single. So they get 1 run on 1 hit. They leave none. Through 1 here at San Francisco State. Lowell 1 and Oakland Tech nothing.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here today? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Thanks, Mike. Let me give you your lineup here for the Oakland Tech Bulldogs. Akira Dury led off, and the second baseman, Ben Fratty, the third baseman, bats second. Akintunde Ahmad, the left fielder, batted third. So now 4, 5, 6 coming up in this inning, at least. Marcus Miller, the catcher, will bat cleanup. Batting fifth will be Z. Mankin, the first baseman, batting sixth. Tyreek Clayton, the DH today, batting seventh. Chris Castilla, the right fielder. Batting eighth, Noah Suskowitz, the center fielder. And batting ninth, Daniel Del Pino, the pitcher. For Lowell, they're going to go Reed in left, Tom in center, Klickfeld in right. Around the infield from left to right, Worth at third, Saunders at short, Vaughn at second, Scherer at first, Leong the pitcher, and Simmons the catcher. Getting ready for the top of the second here, 1-0 Lowell on top.
So far, Leong has really gone after these Oakland Tech hitters. Not biting the corners, just going right after them.
Right down Broadway for a strike. 0-1 on Marcus Miller, the catcher, number 13, cleanup hitter for the Bulldogs. Crowd still filing in here at Maloney Field. There's a pop-up. Should be playable. It's going to be the right fielder, Glickfeld, right on the foul line, makes the catch, 1 away.
Yeah. As of last week, actually, we had Play on Sports here. We were covering Lowell and Washington in the AAA championship game, and little different park here. They were actually at AT&T, and that broadcast you can catch live at playonsports.com. And interesting to note, the outfilders all seem to be playing in like they are today. I don't know if that's the defensive strategy here for Lowell today, but
not showing a lot of respect for the power of the Bulldogs. You're right. You look at their right fielder,
Glickfield, who,
he's barely out there.
Yeah, he made the catch just on that little weak pop here about a second ago. So very interesting to note. And the field itself is not a really deep field. I'm looking at it. We don't have the markers up for how long, but it's a very standardized field. This isn't AT&T where Triples Alley is a single away from rolling all the way to the fence. So
interesting that there isn't dimensions here. It's
kind of unusual.
I don't think I've seen a baseball field without dimensions. 0-2 the count on Mankin after a couple of swing and miss fastballs. Here's Leong on the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, good eye there by Mankin. Looked good from our vantage point. We're slightly off home field, just to the right of the batter's box. 1-2 now the count on Mankin, the first baseman for the Bulldogs, right-handed hitter. Leong stretch and delivers in the dirt, 2-2.
Good take there. Not chasing. So far, it seems like Oakland Tech has a very aggressive style at the plate. Now, I mean, we just saw a take here, but it seemed like they've been going after a couple of pitches, maybe a little outside the zone. Could be pregame jitters or the game plan.
There's a rocket in the right field with base hits. Big turn at first, but are put on the brakes. So a base hit for Mankin. First hit of the game for the Bulldogs. I'm not sure on that bunt if we for Saunders in the first inning. It looked like he would have beat it without the error, but I think since it was an E5, we're going to say that Mankin is the first hit of the game.
First clean hit. We'll give him that. First nice clean hit. No debate about that one. That was going to be drop in for a base knock.
Now the DH, Trey Clayton, the batter. And he swings at one, and the dirt takes a golf swing. That one, he would have been better suited over across the street at Harding Park on that. That was in the dirt, but a stolen base there for Mankin.
He just didn't see it, it seemed. Maybe he had some dirt in his eye or something at that type of swing. It just, not a great swing there.
Well, the thing about a swing like that, at least it gives a little bit of a distraction to Simmons back there behind the plates, and it wasn't even close. So Miller with Mankin with the stolen base in scoring position, now looking to tie things up.
Just another solid base knock away from a tie game right now.
Change up and just a protective swing there by Clayton.
Seemed like, though, that would be where Clayton wants it. He seems like he has a real uppercut swing and wants the ball nice and low in his wheelhouse. So if Leong's not careful and he pitches another ball in there, he might golf it out for a single or even more damage.
Mankin a good lead. Vaughn trying to hold him on at second. No, it's a big lead now. And Leong's going to step off. 0-2 the count to Trey Clayton. Good crowd on hand here. Taking in some afternoon baseball. Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series. Any word on Game 2, Mike? I think it's going to be Friday, Jeff said.
I believe so. Or Thursday.
Thursday,
It's going to
okay.
be Thursday would be Game 2. And I will be back for that one. Are you yourself going to be back for that game?
Hard to say. I know we got some games on Saturday.
We'll keep the fans guessing.
2-2 now from 0-2 to 2-2 now to Clayton. Just a gorgeous day for baseball here in the city. And we got a balk.
All right.
Oh, no.
We have a balk or a time call. I'm not sure what.
Looked like Mankin was going over to third, but I think he's just going to talk to the third base coach.
Don't know if.
Okay.
Just time call by Clayton. Might see a bunt here. Even though it is 1-2, but it seems like
well, with
they
one
might
out,
be sneaky.
unless you're trying to bunt for the single. And it's not a sacrifice position. Especially with your 5-hitter. I think you got some power here. So Oakland Tech players all standing in their dugout, showing support.
Let's see.
1-2 pitch. Curveball.
Nice pitch.
Looking, yeah, that one started out at about 9 o'clock, ended up at 3 o'clock. Good curveball there by Leong, his first strikeout. Make that his third strikeouts. First looking as Clayton goes down. That'll bring up Chris Castilla, the right fielder. Man on second, 2 outs, so the infield will play at normal depth.
Also interesting to note was Clayton was DHing for the shortstop Packer, which is something you normally don't see a lot of, except for probably high school games where you have the DH not necessarily DHing for the pitcher, but
Sure.
actually for the opposition player.
Yeah, you
So
have the
interesting.
option. Lowell chose to do the more traditional way, except for Leong, the pitcher, is a leadoff hitter, which you don't see too often. But all their position players will bat. Swing and a miss. Throw back down to second. And it goes into center field, but good job of backing it up was Tom.
And that plays into what we were talking about earlier. You got a shallow outfield out there that, they're right there. So if the ball squirts by like it did the second baseman, the guy's right there to back up so the runner can't advance.
0-2 the count now on Castilla. Left-handed batter digs in. Young, a couple of shakes off. He a step off. Just didn't feel comfortable from the get-go there with that signal there from Simmons. He's going to take a 2-out hit there to tie things up. Righty on lefty in a time.
Could be wrong, but it seems like the batter Castillo is actually swinging a wooden bat, it looks like. Not sure. It looks like it's definitely wood in there, which is an oddity as a league that allows aluminum bats. So interesting to note.
Just outside, 1-2.
Good take.
Good take. Leong doesn't have to come in. Got a couple of pitchers to waste there. Good pitch there. Tried to get Casilla to reach on that one.
Leon could also be waiting for that curve. Maybe he's trying to set him up for that Uncle Charlie curveball there that he threw to Clayton the last at bat. There it is.
There's a chopper to the right side of the infield. It's going to be an easy play for Vaughn over to first, and the side is retired. No runs on one hit. The Bulldogs will leave one through 1.5. 1-0 Lowell on top.
Play on Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play on Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, Play on. And it looks like, partner, that Oakland Tech so far has kind of had the little pregame jitters. You know, they threw it around in the infield a little bit, and that led to a run. And we'll see how they can fix that.
So bottom of the second for Lowell with a 1-0 lead. We'll see Vaughn, Scherer, and Reed. 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Cardinal. Head coach is John Donahue. 25-6 on the year. 13-1 in the AAA division. And as Mike mentioned earlier, they beat Washington to advance to this game.
Yeah.
Del Pino with a fastball right down the gut, 0-1.
Yeah, it seems, Ben, that Lowell likes to play a little small ball, i.e. Mike Scioscia style of game plan. You know, they like to get a runner on, get him over, and then hit him in, or even bunt him down to third and really put pressure on the defense. And that's so far has led to a run today, early on in this game.
A lazy fly ball there by Scherer. Into right field. Castillo comes in on it, makes the catch, one away. Bottom of the second, Lowell on top, 1-0. In the TransBay Baseball Championship Series, Game 1. That'll bring up the 7-hitter, Stephen Reed. Left fielder, left-handed batter, and there's a...
Good pitch.
Yeah, painting the corner was Del Pino. 0-1 now on Reed.
You know, so far, Del Pino's really gone after these Lowell hitters. He hasn't been timid or scared by them. It seems like he's just not trying to nibble the corners or anything. He's painting the black and really just going after them.
Off-speed pitches misses, 1-1 now. There's another lazy fly ball, this time to the left side, and it's going to be the left fielder, Ahmad, making the catch. So F9, now F7. And Del Pino doing a nice job getting these Lowell Batters to swing at pitches outside of the zone and a couple of lazy fly balls. 2 away now. And the batter will be Jesse Tom, the center fielder. 8-hitter for the Cardinals. Right-hander. Digs in. And Delpino working at a nice fast pace there at the mound, too. That one's right down Broadway for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing so far from Delpino, and I'm sure his coach, Coach Clayton, likes what he sees as well. You know, he's going after him. He's not playing around, not nibbling, not trying to be too cute at the mound, just going after him. And already he's up 0-2 as we speak.
As that one's fouled off. Here at San Francisco State University, the home of the Gators. Beautiful field here, my first game here. That one's high, 1-2.
Good take there, not trying to do too much with the ball. Very interesting dynamic, too, about both of these teams. You know, Lowell has a really strong alumni association, very strong supporters, good for their school in terms of support from family and parents
and
and alumni.
It's one of the oldest schools west of the Mississippi. I think they've been around since the 1840s.
Yeah, it's a testament to great strikeout there.
That one's on the inside corner, a called strike 3. Tom throws his bat in disgust as Delpino picks up his first strikeout of the afternoon as the Cardinal go down in order. We'll head to the top of the third, 1-0 Lowell on top. You're listening to Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series only on the Play On Sports Network.
Play On Sports will have live coverage of the TransBay Baseball and Softball Championships on Friday, May 17th at 4 p.m. It's live coverage of Game 2 of the baseball finals and Game 1 of the softball finals. And don't forget to check the Play On Sports broadcast scheduling page for information on all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the San Francisco and Oakland sections and beyond. The spring championships are here, only on PlayOnSports.com. So as we get back, Ben, it seems like Oakland, as we were talking a little bit earlier until the strikeout there by Delpino, the alumni with Lowell, very impressive. Very impressive. I mean, they got a good contingent here today. It seems like we almost have the bleachers about 70% full here on the Lowell side, and Oakland Tech coming down to support their Bulldogs as well. Some interesting alumni from the Tech side, you know. You got some great athletes. Ricky Henderson even played his ball back here for the Bulldogs a few years back, you know.
Absolutely. 9-1-2 coming up for Lowell here in the top of the third. It's going to be Worth, Leong, and Saunders. Here's Worth. Correction, 8-9-1 here for Oakland Tech. Top of the third going to be Suskowicz, Delpino, and Dewey. As Suskowicz, the center fielder, fouls that one off. Almost out to the Lake Merced area. A big foul ball there. 1-1 the count. Top of the third. Lowell on top, 1-0. Leong's looks sharp on the mound. He's only given up the one single. He's faced 7 out of 8.
Interesting to note, it looks like Oakland Tech only swings the wooden bats here. Lowell, on the other hand, goes with the aluminum, which is more popular in the high school game. But very interesting to note that Oakland Tech, they're all wooden bats here. It's a nicer sound, I think, personally.
Oh, yeah. Nothing like it. Suskowicz hits it, and it's fielded by Worth at third. A little bit off the bag, but a nice play there by Sheffer to do his reach on it, and the play goes down 5-3. Nice play there by Sheffer at first.
Now it's up to the pitcher, Delpino. You know, might as well help out your own cause. If team's not picking you up at the moment, might as well hit a double or get something going for yourself.
So that'll be the 9-hitter, the pitcher, Delpino, to the plate. Right-handed batter, swing and a miss. Top of the third, Lowell on top, 1-0. They scored on a on an error, a throwing error, all the way from first. Leong was able to score on a throwing error all the way from first, there in the first. And give credit to Del Pino. He did a nice job of pitching out of that first inning, and he's looked sharp the last 2 innings. So there we go. Top of the third. Lowell on top, 1-0. 0-2 the counts on the 9-hitter, Del Pino. Leong gets the call he wants and the pitch. And right down the middle, Del Pino is retired looking, and for Leong, his 4th strikeout of the afternoon.
Little delayed call there from the home plate ump, but it looked good from our angle. So
the great Harvey Maxey calling balls and strikes today for your listening pleasure and your viewing pleasure. Leong also working a nice tempo out there on the hill. He gets the pitch that he wants, and he's ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
that one's low in the dirt to Dewey, the leadoff hitter, struck out swinging in the first.
Both pitchers are really going after it. They're not waiting around. They're not trying to nibble or anything like that. They're going right after these hitters today.
Just getting a piece of it was Dewey. Defensive swing there evens the count at a ball and a strike.
Now we have maybe one of the more untraditional meetings of the mounds, why it's the ump and the starting pitcher. Normally you just see the catcher go out there, but giving them some more baseballs, or a baseball, I should say. Interesting.
So the second baseman, Dewey, in a battle here, 1-1. And the pitch. Changeup misses high, 2-1.
Good take. Working the count a little bit by Dewey.
That one's right down Madison Avenue for a called strike, 2-2. 2 outs here, top of the third, Lowell on top, 1-0. Oakland Tech did have a threat there in the second. Got a guy to second, and that's as close as they've been. 2-2 pitch. Another defensive swing. Give credit to Dewey there for fighting it off. That's what you want your leadoff guy to do, to get out there and scrap.
Definitely. As leadoff, you just got to see everything he's got. Work the count, work his pitch count up, just foul everything off so his teammates can see exactly what he's throwing today. Now, we've gone through once in the order, so we've seen it already once so far, but it seems like Dewey's just going after him.
2-2 pitch on the way. Another changeup, and that would have been ball 3, but Dewey takes a swing at it nevertheless.
And Dewey doesn't look happy at himself with that one, shaking his head. Looks a little frustrated that he kind of wondering probably why did I swing at that when he gets home tonight.
Just did get a piece. 2-2 now the count is Leong. It's a little piece of the rosin bag. He's ready to rock. Quick delivery and the pitch. Wow. Leong again swings at one probably out of the zone but stays alive. Good battle here.
Well, if you're going to swing, make contact. If it's going to be outside, so far, he swung at a couple of really bad pitches, actually, by Leong. But, if you foul him off, it doesn't matter. It's already 2-2. So just keep working that count a little bit. Wear down the starting pitcher.
2-2 pitch. Another foul back. So already the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Dewey and Leong. Nice little battle here.
We're going to run out of balls. We're at this rate, Ben. I'm just going to have to go down to a Big Five or Sports Authority and have to buy some more.
Sure, the Gator athletic staff has plenty of balls on hand. 2-2 pitch. And this is a swinging bunt. Leong to his right, fields it off the mound, makes a nice play over to Scherer, and that's the end of the inning. So the Bulldogs go 1-2-3. A nice battle there by Dewey, but he ends up losing the battle. We'll head to the bottom of the third, Lowell on top, 1-0. You're listening to the TransBay Baseball Championship Series Game 1 here on the Play On Sports Network.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchup like the game you are watching here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. as we get back, Ben, it looks like right away it just seems like this tempo is dictated by both pitchers. Not a real slugfest so far. Just seems like it's a very, pitcher's duel today with Lowell ahead 1-0 because of a couple of errors in the field by the Bulldogs. But so far, both pitchers been really impressive.
Yeah, they have.
So
Del Pino has given up. We're not sure on that bunt. I think he would have beat it, but we'll have to get an official score on that. So
still a unearned run, I believe.
It would be an unearned run, yes, that's right.
Because they had throwing error that threw him, that got the runner. The score was, even if the guy beat it, or it was Saunders who laid down the bunt, and would have been safe anyways, but the throwing error cost the Bulldogs a run.
8-9-1 here for Lowell. Going to be Tom, Worth, and Leong here in the bottom of the third with a 1-0 lead. And there's a shot and a nice grab made by Dewey, jumping up and moving to his left on the first pitch. Tom thought he had a base hit. He was robbed. Nice play there by Dewey.
Great play. That's definitely highlight reel material here by Dewey. Or no, by Tom. Tom hitting it to Dewey.
There you go. And that'll bring up Ryan Worth, the third baseman. Fastball's low and outside, 1-0.
But even then, the ball wasn't really hit all that hard. Not really great contact there by Tom. So Delfino's really going after these Lowell hitters.
Swing and a miss. And a ball at the knees, 1-1. First at bat of the game for Worth. The crowd still filing in here at Maloney Field. Here on the campus of San Francisco State. 1-1 pitch is a changeup, and Worth not even close to that. So you can tell Del Pino the ace here for this Bulldogs team out of Oakland Tech, and he's pitched well so far.
Yeah, he's looked solid. Real solid there.
Curveball misses high, 2-2.
Nice 1-2 pitch there, even though it was a little outside, but, could have been a chase. Good discipline there by Worth.
Max Preps on hand, taking some pictures. Great sight, really. And Worth goes down looking at that one. So back-to-back strikeouts for Del Pino here to start the third. Looking and swinging, Tom and Worth go down. And that'll bring up the top of the order. It'll be Aaron Leong, who walked and scored the only run of the game in the first. Scored all the way from first on the throwing error by Fratty there in the top of the first. Make that the bottom of the first. That one's low and inside, 1-0 to Leong, the starting pitcher for the Cardinals. It's fun when you get a East Bay team versus a city team.
It just adds to the rivalry.
Absolutely.
I mean, you got the
Adds
A's,
to the
Giants,
intrigue, yeah.
Raiders, Niners. Hopefully we don't see any crazy fights like those Raider-Niner preseason games here. It seems the crowd's a little more subdued for this one, but
a little smaller.
A little less booze.
2-0 as Leong taking all the way, and that one's a strike. 2-1 now.
But it's a good rivalry. I mean, no matter what sport you are, you got San Francisco, you got Oakland, two cities that very younger brother, older brother type of relation. That
There's a shot's a short. Packer has it. Throws across the diamond in time. And the Cardinals go down 1-2-3 in the bottom of the third. Through three, Lowell leads 1-0 right here on the Play On High School Sports Network.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week from your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. As we get back, Leong and Del Pino, as we said earlier, this is a pitching duel it's turning into.
It'll be 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Bulldogs out of Oakland Tech here in the top of the fourth. It'll be Fratty, Ahmad, and Miller. Lowell very appreciative of having our services out here. Talked to a couple coaches before the game. They said they had some ex-players listening and watching all the way in China for that game against Washington, also Hawaii. So Play on Sports, a global phenomenon.
Well, hello out there to the great people watching us in China and Hawaii. We appreciate the support, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this telecast.
We're heading to the top of the fourth. Lowell clinging to that one-run lead. 2, 3, 4 hitters, Frady, Ahmad, and Miller due up for the Bulldogs. First will be Ben Frady, the third baseman, grounded out to short in the first. Right-handed batter.
And actually, before we got on the air, Ahmad actually had a great at-bat against Leong. He
That was a
definitely
battle, yep.
had a couple of pitches he really roped down the left field line, just hooked him a little bit too much. So it'll be fun to watch him play or hit again coming up here in a matter of moments.
0-1 pitch on the way. It's high, 1-1.
Good take by Frady.
And that one's popped up. Starting back now, coming in as the center fielder, Tom. And he'll make the catch. And Frady's retired for the second time today. That'll bring up Akintunde Ahmad. Ahmad struck out swinging in the first. Right-handed batter, number 22. The left fielder for the Bulldogs.
Good sized kid here in Ahmad. And he has a nice solid swing. You'll be watching it now live for the first time on our telecast.
And he drives that one towards the second baseman, Vaughn, but he makes the catch just on the grasp of the outfield. 2 away as Ahmad swinging on the first pitch goes down F4. And that'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Marcus Miller. Miller flew out to right field in the second. That foul ball out of play, 0-1 now on Miller. Mentioned Giants A's, SF Oakland. Giants playing in Toronto today. Oakland at home to Texas.
And they'll be coming up here in the next couple of weeks, A's and Giants.
No, that's always
starting
a
on
fun.
the 27th. Yeah.
Bay Bridge Series, always a lot of fun.
Hopefully no earthquakes.
That one's in the dirt, and a nice stop there by Simmons.
Both teams coming off real successful seasons this past
Absolutely.
Major League season. Or 2012 season was a memorable one for the World Series champs and the AL West champs.
Absolutely. 1-1 the count. That one's in the dirt. Another nice stop there by Simmons. He's got his work here in the top of the fourth.
Good take by Miller. Working the count a little bit. We're having a little scoreboard difficulty as well, as the scoreboard's flashing crazy.
Well, I'm keeping score, so I'll be able to keep you posted if we continue to have issues with the score. That's ripped up the middle for a base hit. So the Gators get their second, the Bulldogs get their second hit of the afternoon. Both singles. And that'll bring up Z Mankin, who had the other hit. A single in the second, stole second base. But a nice job of Miller waiting for his pitch and taking that one right up the middle.
Very good plate discipline as we're going through the second time in the order. The Bulldogs are not really swinging. First inning, the Bulldogs seemed a little anxious, tried to get a little too aggressive, swinging at pitches that were really outside of the zone. But it even started with Dewey. Dewey had a great at-bat. Happened to be out, but worked the count and, saw a lot of pitches there. Maybe his teammates are seeing something now in Leong.
Off-speed pitches in there for a called strike. 0-1 now on Mankin. Miller bluffed like he was going to steal second. Schurer keeping him on close at first. Leong looks over, quick toss. Back safe. First base umpire Ken Chase doing the duties down there on the right side of the diamond.
Miller's definitely in the head of Leung as he's
Another check back.
as we speak. Another check back there.
That one's driven to right field and playing shallow and pretty good. Glickfeld, they did their scouting reports as Mankin is retired for the first time today. So the Bulldogs get no runs on one hit. They'll leave one through 4.5, 1-0 Lowell. You're listening to the Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series only on the Play On High School Sports Network.
Play On Sports will have live coverage of the TransBay Baseball and Softball Championships on Friday, May 17th at 4 p.m. It's live coverage of Game 2 of the baseball finals and Game 1 of the softball finals. And don't forget to check the Play On Sports broadcast schedule page for information to all of our upcoming broadcasts from around the San Francisco and Oakland sections and beyond. The spring championships are here, only on playonsports.com. And it looks like Lowell is having a team meeting here down the third base line. Wonder what's the game plan going to be? Probably their head coach here,
Donahue, Mr. Donahue.
John Donahue's probably
Maybe
telling
he's
him just get more runs.
Maybe he's giving him a Hunter Pence speech over there.
I don't see too many fire yet, but I don't know. He's hiding it.
Nice guy. I got a chance to visit with him a little bit before the game. Head coach for Oakland, so I don't want to leave him out.
Eric Clayton.
Eric Clayton.
Very good man as well.
No, we got him mixed up. No, that's right. You're right. We have a new pitcher?
It looks like we might have. Unless Oakland Tech's changing jerseys. No,
we still do. Okay.
Del Pino. He got us, partner.
He did something different.
He wasn't striking a batter out in the batter's box. I think that was the only thing that looked different right now. But Del Pino's been pretty dominant. I've been really impressed from what I've seen so far. How many strikeouts does he have?
Del Pino has 2. And they both came last inning.
Okay.
So we'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Saunders, Simons, and Glickfeld.
And these were the 3 that got him in trouble in the first inning that got.
Mm-hmm. Well, Saunders was the one who bunted and reached on the air, stole second, and then was picked off at second. Or he reached second on the throwing error and then was picked off. So the lefty, number 25, digs in.
Saunders, who had a absolutely...
Ooh!
There goes the bat.
Way back to the backstop.
I was going to say, Saunders actually had a game for the ages there in the AAA championship game at AT&T. At the plate, he was 3 for 4 with 3 doubles. And also, just, on the side, through a complete game shutout of Washington High, where he recorded 8 strikeouts as well. Very impressive kid.
Lefty pitcher?
Actually, I believe righty.
Okay.
Righty. He could actually be lefty. I do not recall at the moment, but...
Ball's in the dirt now. 1-1 now on Saunders, who... We're not sure if that was a base hit, but other than that, Lowell still yet to get a hit here today. They have 1 run on a questionable hit. I think it's going to be an E5, so they're still looking for their first clean hit of the game. 1-1 the count. Saunders digs in. Lefty against righty, and the pitch. High. 2-1.
A little more chatter from the Lowell dugout. It seems like that might have been the talk the coach Donahue was telling his kids to do.
That's foul down the left field line. Saunders a late swing, evens the count at 2-2. Del Pino's been solid. Gave up the 1 run on the throwing error in the first. Has retired the last 8 batters he's faced. Saunders trying to change that here in the 2-2 count. And the pitch. Swings that one out of the zone, hits it to Dewey at second. He'll take his time and throw over to first. Saunders has good speed, but he'll be retired 4-3, and that'll bring up Jake Simmons. Simmons grounded out to third in the first. He's 0 for 1. The catcher for Lowell, number 28. It's a good number for a catcher, isn't it? Isn't that what Buster wears? I think it is.
28.
Yeah, it's a good number for a catcher. Just looks good out there, doesn't it?
It looks right.
Yeah, it does.
I mean,
there's
certain
numbers
numbers
that look good for a position. You're right.
You know, it's just one of those numbers you can't mess up. At
5's a good shortstop number. And that's, speaking of, no, it goes straight to third. L5 as Simmons swings at the first pitch. Del Pino's out there dealing. He really is. He's got these Lowell batters off balance.
And interesting to note, too, is the Oakland Tech outfield. While Lowell is playing in, Oakland Tech is playing a little more deeper, but it seems to not be affecting either way. Because Delfino's not even letting him get out of the infield with some of these balls hit.
Ooh, nasty off-speed pitch as Klickfeld had no idea what to do with that one. Klickfeld very off balance there.
Seems like a lot of these Lowell hitters are not having good contact with the starting pitcher tonight for Oakland Tech.
And there's the first base hit of the game, a
Clean
single to left. Glickfeld waited on that one and pulled the ball to the left, right in between Dewey and Fratty. Sorry, instead of Packer and Fratty. Packer playing short, not hitting today. Go ahead.
Well, outside of Lowell's only run that scored, actually, the other guy was picked off, as we talked earlier, in Saunders. So
right.
Glickfeld better not get too big of a lead, or he's going to get...
He goes. Throw down to second. Bounces, but they got him. So Miller threw it right on line, but a nice job of Packer digging that one out of the dirt, and Glickfeld is thrown out right after you said it, almost on cue. He didn't get a good jump at all. I think with a good jump he makes it because that ball bounced. So it ends up being a 1-2-3 inning for Del Pino. 3 up, 3 down. And we'll head to the bottom of the fourth. We'll head to the top of the fifth. 1-0 Lowell on top right here at Maloney Field here on the campus of San Francisco State University. You're listening to the TransBay Baseball Championship Series, Game 1 of a best-of-3 series only on the Play On High School Sports Network. Yeah, we're ready. So top of the fifth, cruising through this one, we'll have Clayton, Casilla, and Suskowitz. 6, 7, 8 batters here for the Bulldogs. Leong still on the mound and the pitch. Right down the middle and a swing and a miss on Clayton. Clayton struck out looking back in the second. Bulldogs looking to tie things up here. Leong. That one's
taken by Clayton. It seems
like
Clayton really wants to just golf one out. He likes it low and inside. That looks like with his swing that's where he wants the ball.
Swing and a miss there on an off-speed pitch. 1-2 now. Leong's only given up a couple of hits, a couple of singles. Well, he's been fantastic here today. Big windup, and the delivery is high, but it doesn't matter as Clayton goes chasing it out of the zone, and he strikes out for the second time today. And that'll bring up Chris Castilla. Castilla, the right fielder, grounded out to second back in the second. 0 for 1, left-handed batter. Trying to get on base and get something going here for the Bulldogs. They've been shut out so far today. They actually haven't had a runner reached scoring position. That one's fouled back and way out of play, 0-1.
Yeah, you know, when Oakland Tech looks back at this game, if it holds up the way it is, they're going to be very frustrated with themselves because, you know, their pitcher Delfino's pitching his heart out right now. I mean, he's pitching about as best as you can do.
Oh, that one's lined to the third baseman, Worth. Worth moved, what, a couple inches? He played that one perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it just seems like the Oakland Tech offense has just not been able – they can't string a couple of hits. It seems like that's been their big problem today. Every time they'll get a runner on, it seems to be with about 2 outs in the inning, and they just can't do anything with it. I mean, they have scattered a couple of hits.
There's only been 3 hits total, 1 by Lowell and 2 by Oakland Tech. So both pitchers dominating here today as that one's right down Broadway for a called strike, 0-1. Look at Leong. He's already going with his second pitch. He doesn't ever shake off Simmons, really. That one's off Leong. He recovers, throws to first wild. It's going to be safe. So I think that's going to be a base hit. Yeah, because went off of Leong. Leong made a great effort, great second effort there. I'm going to go ahead and give Suskowitz the third hit of the afternoon for Oakland Tech. So they get a guy on. Can they capitalize? It'll be up to the 9-hitter, Delpino, the pitcher, struck out looking in the third.
Time to help his own cause right now for Delpino.
Absolutely.
As you hear the wind starting to kick up a little bit here in the city.
Delpino digs in, number 4, a right-handed batter. He's got a good frame on him, too. Looks like a pitcher out there, doesn't he? No batting gloves.
No need, partner.
It's the old Nate Schierholtz. First guy that comes to mind. Oh, runner goes. Pitches a strike, but that one's way out in the center field. So Simmons never got a good read on it. And we'll give a stolen base to Suskowitz.
For the kids watching at home, that's probably not what you want to do sliding in. Probably one of the more unorthodox styles I've seen, sliding headfirst into second, ending up on your back. But you know what? It still counts as a stolen base, so more power to Suskowitz over here.
Just a second Bulldog in scoring position. Mankin was at second back in the second. So a base hit can tie things up here. 0-1 is the count on Delpino. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Leong almost out of the jam. Beautiful campus here at San Francisco State. The Gators, home of the Gators. 0-2. Leong looks to second, and the pitch. High, but it doesn't matter. Delpino goes and swings out of the zone. So for Oakland Tech, no runs on 1 hit. They'll leave 1 through 5.5. 1-0 Lowell on top. Right here on the Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series, only on the Play On High School Sports Network.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play On Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Bottom of the 5th for Lowell's going to be Vaughn, Scherer, and Reed. 5, 6, 7 hitters looking to get some insurance runs here. Mike?
Yeah, Ben, it looks like the wind, as we were talking earlier, is starting to kick up a little bit. So let's see if that plays a factor here in the later innings. Now, of course, the games in high school are only going to 7. So Oakland Tech's going to have to get going here soon offensively, or it's going to be
they're
all
down
low.
They're down to their last 6 outs.
It seems like though they're right on the verge of maybe turning the corner and getting a couple of runs in. I mean, to be honest, the scoreboard's not even indicating of how this game's going. I mean, 2 great pitching performances so far. But it seems like Oakland Tech's actually had the more success on the base passes.
They've had more hits. 3-1. That one's high and inside, I should say. 0-1 now on Vaughn, or 1-0 on Vaughn, who the second baseman flew out to right in the second. Righty against righty. Del Pino with the pitch. Hits the outside corner, 1-1. Good control by Del Pino. Seems to really have command of all his pitches.
Del Pino is having a game today. He showed up when his school needs him right now, and he's just going right after these little hitters. He's not waiting around. He's not trying to be too fancy at the plate. Sometimes some kids in high school, and any league actually, it just seems like sometimes some kids try to do too much. You know, maybe they try to nibble too much or just try to get a little outside, but not Del Pino. He's just going right at him.
1-2 pitch was fouled back to the backstop, so we'll do it again. That one's high, 2-2. Vaughn looking to get on base, get something going for Lowell. They only have the one hit. That was last inning by Glickfeld, pardon me, and he was thrown out trying to steal by about 4 feet. Wasn't even really close. That one's low. Good take. 2-2 now. Number 3, Josh Vaughn, second baseman. Full count. We haven't had a lot of full counts either. It's been a lot of swing at the first pitches, a lot of strikeouts, but
been a lot of up and a lot of down right now.
I can't really recall of any full
that's
counts,
a
and
walk.
that's a walk. So Vaughn walks, and they get the leadoff guy on for the second time today. Last time they got the leadoff hitter on, Leong ended up scoring on the throwing error. So that's a good sign there for Lowell. And that'll bring up Jasper Scherer, who flew out to left in the second. Lefty on righty. Base running's been somewhat of an issue for Lowell. They've been picked off. Remember the pickoff at second of Saunders, and then
thrown out at second.
Glickfeld was thrown out. So, yeah, the base running's been a little shaky. Actually, 2 of the 3 base runners they've even had in this entire game have been picked off. Leong, the only other one that wasn't, scored. That ball's very high. 1-0.
Pretty good size secondary lead there by Vaughn at first. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to take off. Looks like he has some speed on him.
Outside, 2-0. Del Pino's been in control, but he walked Vaughn to start off the inning. Now he's behind 2-0 now on Scherer. He's got to come in here.
Seems like Vaughn is really messing with his rhythm.
That's a foul ball right back towards us. Right in front of us, actually. 2-1. Just off the home plate here on a right-handed batter, pretty much directly behind him.
And we'll step in and do it again.
Absolutely. 2-1 now on Scherer. And the pitch. Low, 3-1. So Del Pino's going to have to come in here. Doesn't want to walk the first 2 guys.
And as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Lowell is threatening to bunt over. I mean, they really like this small ball game and put pressure on these defenses. With last week with Washington, or last game with Washington, I should say, and today already with Oakland Tech, putting the pressure on them with bunts.
Runner goes, and it's a strike, and the throw down, a good throw, but just sliding under it is Vaughn. So the second stolen base by Lowell here today, and it's a full count.
So, Ben, you said we hadn't seen a lot of full counts, and we've already
Back
seen
to
now
back,
two.
Yeah. And the more you can get a pitcher up in that pitch count, the more times you see him, the bigger that ball's going to look coming out of his hand. And that's going to advance the runner. Play goes 4-3. But that's what you wanted to do if you were Scherer. You want to hit it on the right side of the infield and move the runner over to third. So he did his job there, just as good as a sacrifice. And now Lowell can score their second run without actually getting a hit.
Now Von Blue needs to come up with a big hit here, you know. Infield's coming in.
Stephen Reed, the batter.
I think we have a pinch hitter.
Oh, pinch hitter. Thank you. Good
Blue.
call.
Big 41 here.
Good call. Good eyes. So Vaughn Blue, what a great name. Vaughn Blue will come into the game. We'll see what position he plays. He'll play Stephen Reed.
So we got Vaughn on third, Vaughn Blue at the plate. So,
and that's not going to get the job done. Infield was in, and the play goes 6-3. Packer to Menken. Good play there by Packer, moving a little bit to his left, but the infield was in. So Blue unable to get the job done there, Mike. And now the infield's going to be back at normal depth.
2 down.
It's going to take a 2-out hit here now to score the run.
Jesse Tom now at the plate. He's had some mild success. He had a nice long at bat.
Ended up striking out, but you're right, it was a 8 or 9 pitch at bat. 0-1 as that one's right down Broadway for a called strike. Delpino a couple strikes away from getting out of a jam. Good ball game here.
It seems like Delpino, when he's got the runners where he can see them, he feels comfortable. But when they're on the move at first and at second, he just seems to not be as comfortable as he is now. But he definitely loves coming out of the lineup. When he's out of the stretch, he seems to be a little less accurate with the ball.
Look at the center field, Juskowicz. Very shallow. That one's another one to third. Throw over to first in time. Nice play there by Packer as Delpino gets out of it for Lowell. No runs, no hits. They leave one through 5. 1-0 Lowell on top. We'll head to the top of the 6th after these words from our local sponsors. You're listening to the Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series only on the Play On Sports Network. Through 5, Lowell 1, Oakland Tech 0.
Play On Sports is on Facebook and Twitter, giving you news and information and links to great highlights. Follow us at Play On Sports on both Facebook and Twitter. You can also access thousands of live and on-demand games on YouTube at youtube.com/playonnetwork. Keep up with all the high school action every week. From your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com.
Top of the 6th, going to bring the top of the order for the Oakland Tech Bulldogs. It'll be Dewey, Fratty, and Ahmad.
And Dewey last time had a great at bat. Just happened to
he struck out.
But he battled.
Yeah, he did. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks, but he needs to get on here. Oakland Tech down to their last 6
there you
out.
Go.
That'll do it. HBP.
You know, partner, I might take you to Vegas with all your predictions coming through. First, we didn't see full counts. We got 2 of them. Dewey needs to get on and gets hit by a pitch.
Well, he's a leadoff guy in a game where they trail 1-0. Saying he gets on, needs to get on, isn't exactly going out on a limb. But I'll take it. Thanks for the kind words. That'll bring up Fratty. Ben is 0 for 2, a ground out and a strikeout. Make that a ground out and a fly out. Dewey's got good speed. Do you butt him over here?
I would think so here because you have a really good in your 3 hitter coming up in Ahmad, who actually earlier in the game had...
Runner goes. It's a pitch out. And, unable to get it was Saunders. I think if he fields that cleanly, they got him.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we having a change.
Head coach...
or the pitching coach,
Eric
maybe?
Clayton's going to come out and talk to Fratty, because with the stolen base, that could change the at-bat a little bit, which you might want to do. Now you might think about maybe bunting him over, get that tying run at third.
And Deck hasn't had a runner at third all day.
No, they haven't.
Every
You're
time
right.
they get to second, they're left on an island. So they've been knocking on the door throughout the game. So
This is the third time they've had a player reach second.
You could tell Coach Clayton down here at the third base line, he's getting a little frustrated a little bit. Probably thinking, man, what else do I need to do? I keep getting these guys over to second. Just nothing's getting them over. Big at bat here. Maybe get them on third. Then you get your third place hitter who could maybe, drive them in on a sac fly or just knock them in with a single. But they need to get a run here.
And you hear the dugout. The Bulldogs getting juiced over there. Showing their bite a little bit. 0-1 pitch. It is a bunt, and it's not a good one. It's popped up. That's about the last thing you want to do. They're going to double them up. Unbelievable. Not sure what Dewey was thinking because it's a foul ball. So why would you even leave more than a couple feet off the second bag? I don't get that. A mental mistake there.
Not sure if it was a hit and run call with the bunt, but it just huge mistake.
I don't know why you would hit and run if you're bunting. There's no need to get the early lead, really. I mean, as long as you keep it on the left side of the infield, you're going to advance the runner. So worst case scenario there for Oakland Tech. They get the double play, goes F2. Dewey out by 15 feet, trying to get back to second. Unbelievable. 0-1 on Ahmad, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Wow, they couldn't have played that any worse, but still got some life yet. They still got 4 outs to go. But that's just
huge mistake.
Yeah, that's just
may cost them game 1 here, but that's the great thing about these series.
Sure, best of 3.
You learn from this game. I mean, and for Oakland Tech, they have a lot of stuff they can learn. It's better. They're not getting blown out. They can go toe-to-toe with Lowell here. I don't see any reason why they can't in the next 2 games and maybe make this a 3-game series. Good take. 3-1.
Yeah. From 0-1 now to 3-1 to Ekuntunde Ahmad. Got the Andrew McCutcheon look going. It's a dribbler. Just goes foul. Worth was on it, but it's foul. Now full count with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Lowell on top 1-0 in the pitcher's duel. Oakland Tech's had their chances. They've had 3 players in scoring position, but as Mike mentioned, hasn't had one of their players reach third. And the payoff pitch. And that's a dribbler up the middle. Could be trouble. Moving to his right is Vaughn, and he bobbles it. Good speed. I think he was a little bit intimidated by the speed of Ahmad. He wanted to make a quick play on it. We can give him a base hit.
Why not, partner? We've already seen about as less of base hits as you can possibly see for a whole game, so let's give him another base hit for the Bulldogs.
Unofficial score here. But good speed there by Ahmad.
It would have been a tough play either way for
Been.
Vaughn.
You're
so,
right.
I mean, and it looks like but Ahmad's already got a big lead there at first. They've been aggressive.
Yeah,
Oakland Tech on the
Give
base
him credit
pass.
for that. Yeah, Miller, the cleanup hitter at bat, 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out.
And there you go.
And they do a pitch out.
He was wanting to go, too.
Maybe a bluff. Risky to steal with 2 outs.
But then again, if he's just dancing around there at first, it distracts Leong. So, I mean, if you can get 2 runners on, if he's worried about Ahmad at first base, that might give Miller a pitch to really drive here.
Oh, he got him.
Oh.
Wow. He's picked off. I saw that by a week and a half. Picked off. Nice play there by Leong and a nice scoop there by Scherer. So for Oakland Tech, an interesting half an inning. They get 1 hit, no runs on 1 hit, and a couple of mental mistakes. It ended up only being 3 batters in the inning. Make that 4 batters in the inning. As we will head to the bottom of the 6th with Lowell clinging to a 1-0 lead here on the Play On High School Sports Network.
Do you want to watch more of your school's great matchups like the game you are enjoying here tonight? Tell your school to sign up for the Play on Sports School Broadcast Program. The program allows schools to broadcast all their games and other activities on the web. For more information, go to playonsports.com/SBP. And also, I'd like to point out here, Ben, that stay tuned for the Play on Sports post-game show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, playonsports.com. And as I'm looking here, Ben, it looks like we might have another pitch hitter here for Lowell. It seems like 55 is taking some aggressive swings. That's Ronald Greedy. Looks like he might come in. Not sure who he's replacing.
It'd be Worth. Worth is up. It'd be Worth, Leong, and Saunders here in the bottom of the 6th. As Lowell trying to get some insurance runs.
Though there's a trio of hitters up. So
yeah, we'll see who comes to the plate.
He also could just be swinging because he's getting real tired there in the dugout. So maybe he's trying to stay loose. But it seems like he is going to be coming in now, and he is. So Ronald Greedy is coming on in for the Lowell Cardinals.
Trying to mix it up a little bit. Worth was 0 for 1 with a strikeout. It's amazing it's only the second time the 9-hitters hit. Del Pino's done a nice job here tonight.
He's been dominant. He really has. I mean, that one run was unearned. I would not be surprised if we see him again on Thursday against the Cardinal.
Yes, I think there's a limit to how many innings or how many pitches you can throw in a week, or maybe innings.
Maybe a mop-up cleanup duty, you know.
Outside 1-0. Yeah, Lowell just has the one hit. That was a single by Gluckfeld in the 4th.
So it's been clean, just a clean game except for the first inning.
So our first look at Greedy, as there's a shopper to third. Frady moves to his right, makes a nice play on it, throws, and retires Greedy 6-3. One away here in the 6th. And that'll be the top of the order. Aaron Leong walked and scored the only run of the game in the first. Grounded out to short in the 3rd. The pitcher, right-hander. Good athlete, you can tell. As good as he's been on the hill, to be a leadoff hitter is on top. He's trying to bunt for the hit. A nice bunt, and it's not even going to be played. Looked like a little bit of miscommunication there between Del Pino and Frady, who was actually going to play it, and it doesn't hit either one of them. So a base hit single for Leong. He's on base for the second time today. Excellent bunt there.
Perfectly placed right down the third base line, and it just, you know, it was that in between where someone's got to start being vocal and say, my ball, and it never happened, and that's why we got Leong on first with a huge lead.
Saunders 0 for 2. It reached on an error in the first and grounded out to second in the 4th. Check back on Leong, who's got good speed over there at first.
You could tell right away just the way this game's going and how they've been doing that. Lowell loves the bunt. I mean, their bunting practice must be unbelievable because it seems like every guy between 1 and 9 can lay down and really execute bunt.
And not even going to be a throw down the second. Leong steals second easily.
Now you got a runner on second for one of the few times here for Lowell. I believe it's the third runner. One scored on the wild play.
Yeah, other than that,
Saunders
only Vaughn, he reached third in the 5th. Other than that, it's only the second runner to reach scoring position here today for the Cardinals.
Then last inning, we got him. Lowell had a runner on third, but he was stranded.
Foul back out of play. 1-1 now on Saunders, the shortstop. Elijah, left-handed batter. Check back. Oh, they could have had him with a clean stop there. Dewey covering at second.
You know, I was watching that. Dewey was really sneaky.
Yeah, he was.
Just sliding in, hiding behind the ump there, using him almost as a screen, and he just almost got Leung in there at second. Here he comes again. Just hiding right behind that ump. And it seems like it's kind of an unorthodox style here that Tech's kind of playing at Lowell, and it seems to be flustering them in a way. Because Lowell has not looked, I mean, they've scored, don't get me wrong, and they've looked great on the mound and defensively, but it seems like at the plate they've been just a little flustered.
There's a hit that just barely foul down the third baseline. 1-2 now the count on Saunders. Top of the sixth, like that bottom of the sixth. Lowell on top 1-0 as Oakland Tech down to their last 3 outs. Still a beautiful day. Wind picking up a little bit, moving left to right, but not a lot.
No, it's been a perfect day in San Francisco.
1-2 the count. That's high. 2-2. Got to figure Lowell sigh a big sigh of relief how good Del Pino's been to get an extra insurance run here. Or as good as Leong's been, I should say. And that's driven to left field, coming in. Nice break on it. Was the left fielder Ahmad. He throws back to second, but it's unable to field it was Dewey. So moving over to third on the play is Leong.
So when it's all said and done, Saunders got the job done.
Well,
A little unorthodox in the style he got the job done, but he advances the runner to third with 2 outs now, and it's up to Simmons to get him home.
You like Ahmad being aggressive there, but it didn't look like Leong was that far off a second because it was hit straight to him. So he probably should have just walked it in a little bit and made a nice conservative throw. We'll see if that ends up hurting the Bulldogs or not. Changeup misses in the dirt. 1-0 now on Simmons. Simmons 0 for 2. Grounded out to third in the first and lined out to third in the fourth.
Takes 1-0 and
Simmons the catcher. Righty against righty. That one's right down Broadway for a called strike. 1-1.
You know, I wonder, they're getting Leung to, they're throwing it over to a side, giving him look backs and having him dive around. I wonder if it's going to affect his pitching here in the next half inning. Because he's been really active right now in this bottom of the sixth. So I wonder if it's going to have any effect going into the last half of the seventh.
Strike on the outside corner now. 1-2 on Saunders. No, make that on Simmons.
All right. Well, let's see what they got.
One-two pitch on the way. That's driven down the third baseline.
Foul.
Just foul.
Wolves had a couple of those. Just squeaked by. And even Tex had with Ahmad in the first inning. Just down that line, just hooking them just a bit too much to the foul side of the ball. Of the line, I should say.
One-two the count. Delpino trying to get out of another jam. That one's to center field. He should get out of it.
And he does.
Juskowicz under it. He makes the catch, and the inning is the Cardinals are retired. They get no runs on one hit. They leave one. We'll head to the top of the seventh. Oakland Tech needs one to tie. Otherwise, Lowell will take game one of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series only here on the Play On Sports Network.
And just a reminder, stay tuned for the PlayOnSports.com postgame show where we will select our player of the game and have a live interview with that player. That's coming up following the game on your destination for high school sports, PlayOnSports.com. And now it's almost like the top of the ninth for the visiting Bulldogs. As in high school, as we've said earlier in the broadcast, it's a 7-inning game, so looks like it's going to be the last chance today for the Bulldogs, starting off with Dewey, I believe, number 4. No, correction. Looks like we
Miller, because remember he was at the plate when
That's right.
Ahmad got picked off. So it's going to be 4, 5, 6. Miller, Mankin, and Clayton.
Dewey was sneaking around there in the dugout. It looks like he has a batting helmet on, ready to go. Maybe he's a little too excited for the inning. We'll see. But looks like Oakland Tech's going to, when they look back at this game, the Bulldogs are going to be a little frustrated with just all the missed opportunities. I mean, they've had runners on third and second.
The real killer or
on second, I should say.
Was last inning when Dewey was picked off. They had runner at second, no outs. Fratty couldn't get the bunt down, and for some reason Dewey was 3/4 of the way to third on a foul ball. So a mental mistake there. That's the one that really hurt. Other than that, I mean, they've only had, in the second they had Mankin reach second with 1 out.
Then in the fifth, Suskowitz
with 2 outs. So here we go, top of the 7th. Game 1 on the line. Well-pitched.
All right, so it's
2
like
is in.
back at third base. Werf is coming back in.
Okay, so in high school you can leave and come back.
So Werf's coming back in for Greedy at third.
So here's Miller. You got to get him on, right? Leadoff guy, any way you can. Leong, the delivery and the pitch is right down the gut. 0-1 now on Miller. Miller's 1 for 2. Got a single in the 4th. Flew out to right in the 2nd. Righty against righty.
It looks like way down the right field line, Tech's warming up a pitch runner to come into the game if they get a guy on. We don't see the number yet, but he's getting loose down there, down the right field line. I haven't seen a number.
Doing some sprints, maybe getting a pinch runner ready. That crucial tying run. That one's a high
It's gonna
foul ball back behind us. 1-2 as Miller swung at one over the belt. Probably would have been a ball 2. Miller trying to get on for Mankin. He's on deck. 1-0 Lowell on top. Top of the 7th. Game 1 of the TransBay Championship Series. That one's in the dirt. 2-2.
Good curve there. I almost thought it was going to hit Miller, and it just bend right back in just a little low. Here we go, 2-2.
Just gets a piece of it. As the great Sarah Todd is on hand, a student here at SF State. Coming out to check out a little baseball. Top of the 7th here. Oakland Tech trying to tie things up. As Leong's gone the distance, he's been fantastic on the hill. 2-2 pitch on the way. Right down the middle. Called strike 3. And Mike, you can't be laying off pitches that close here when you try to get on. That's
got to swing at anything close right now in this bottom or top half of the 7th.
8th strikeout for Leong. He's been fantastic here today. He's gone 6 1/3, given up 3 hits, 8 strikeouts. Does he have recorded a walk? He had a hit by pitcher. Dewey got hit, but other than that, he's had no walks. He's been fantastic. So now it'll be up to Mankin to get on. He's 1 for 2. Had a single in the 2nd and flew out to right in the 4th.
And it's John Griffin is the Bulldog warming up, looking to probably be a pitch runner if he can get on.
Fouled back to the backstop, 1-1. Game 1 of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series alongside Melissa Hobart, who's our videographer, and the one and only Tim King, our in-game producer. Alongside Mike Cronenwet, I'm Ben Schneider. Happy to have you with us here on a beautiful day here at San Francisco State University. Good old Maloney Field. 1-1 pitch on the way. That's a curveball in the dirt. Easy take there for Mankin. 2-1 now the count. Got to get him on somehow, Mike.
Yeah, whether it be a walk, hit by a batter, swing and a miss, and the ball gets by the catcher, just got to get on for Tech.
Foul back out of play. Good battle here.
Good swing on that last one.
Just a little bit late. Mankin upset with himself. He knew it too. Got a battle here.
Swing at anything close. You cannot take any pitches that are close near the plate right now if you're making. And as we heard earlier, the Bulldog dugout's getting a little more louder and louder.
Off-speed pitch. Might be playable for Simmons right in front of us. Did he make the catch? He did. Wow. What a play there by Simmons. Unbelievable sliding, full extension. And Micken goes down F2 on a fantastic play by Simmons. Probably the best fielding play we've seen all day.
It was impressive. Right there, right in front of us. I mean, we got the dirt and the dust still kicking up right here in our little press box, if you will. And great catch. Great catch by Simmons.
So the Bulldogs down to their last out. Hard to believe. I thought when Leong scored there in the first, we were going to have a high score. And who knew that it was going to be a pitcher's duel? Leong trying to go the distance as Clayton way late on that one. He hasn't looked comfortable at the plate. He struck out twice, once looking, once swinging. Leong wasted no time up there on the bump. Strike two, and so now the Bulldogs down to their last strike as Lowell tries to take game one of a best-of-3 TransBay Championship Series. Game two will be Thursday. 0-2, crowd on its feet. And the pitch. Change up, good take that time. Looked like a curveball. Clayton able to lay off it. He's the DH.
He's going to have to battle here. Already down behind the 8 ball here, 1-2 with 2 outs. He's going to have to foul some off, take some pitches, and hopefully get on there for Griffin, it looks like, who would be the pitch runner.
And a swing and a miss. And just like the game started with a strikeout to Dewey, Leong ends the game on a strikeouts. His 9th strikeout of the game. He goes a complete game shutout, a 3-hitter for Leong as Lowell takes game one of the best-of-3 TransBay Baseball Championship Series. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll have a post-game show. We'll do a player of the game interview. That's coming up right after these words from our local sponsors. Once again, your final as Lowell takes game one by a score of 1-0. You're listening to the game one of the TransBay Baseball Championship Series only on PlayOnSports.com. What's that? Check 1 2 check. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I can hear you too. Cool.
Okay.
All right, I think we're ready. And welcome back to our PlayOnSports.com post-game show where we have our player of the game interview. Pretty easy decision today. Aaron Leong, he pitched a complete game, 3 hit, 8 strikeouts, and he scored the only run of the game. Congratulations. How's the arm feeling?
Pretty good. I feel I can go another maybe 5 innings.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Talk about when you scored on the throwing error there in the first. Didn't seem like you were going to get all the way around. Talk about how aggressive you were on that play, which ended up being the only run of the game. Can you talk about that play there in the first?
Yeah, so Elijah gets that bunt down the third base line, and I take a look to third base, and Coach Romeo's waving me around because he doesn't see anyone there. And so I take that turn, and then he holds me up, but then he sees that the outfielder gets it, and so I start scrambling a little bit more around that base.
You probably didn't think that was going to be the only run of the game at the time, did you?
No, I did not. Definitely not.
Talk about your counterpart, Del Pino. He was excellent.
Yes, he was. He was getting us off of balance a little bit, and but we were squaring up some balls, but we needed to stay on him a little bit more. So yeah,
absolutely. 8 strikeouts. Talk about your 2-strike approach. What were you doing differently once the batter got into the 2 strikes? Were you taking a different approach there once you got the 2 strikes on the hitter?
No, basically I was trying to keep throwing strikes, trying to hit my corner, hit my spots, and try to keep them off balance as well. Yeah.
Absolutely. You got some nice fielding plays. Talk about that play there in the 6th inning. Or the 5th inning, they had a runner on second, no outs. They tried to lay down the bunt. You end up getting a double play. That was a huge part of the game. Can you take me through that at bat a little bit, how you guys want to play? Because it looked like they were going to go for the sacrifice. You got the pop-up, but what was your guys' play on that?
It was a play. We were trying to get him high and in, throw the pitch high and in, and so I did that. And then it was lucky enough Jake got that ball and fired a strike right to second base. It worked out perfectly for us.
Yeah, it really did. That ended up being a huge part of the game. Talk about Coach Donahue and what he's meant to you as a senior through your years here at Lowell. You got a lot of seniors on this team. Just talk about his leadership and going forward the program here at Lowell.
Yeah, he's been a big asset here, especially for the baseball team. He's been here for 30-plus years, and so and he's an inspiration to all of us, not just on the field, but in our lives growing up as well, teaching us our morals and stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Talk about how you guys are going to close this thing up on Thursday. You won't be on the hill. Who's going to go for you guys, and how do you plan on closing this thing out?
I think Elijah will be on the mound on Friday. I think it's Friday.
That's Saunders, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
I heard about the game against Washington.
Yes.
Did he have 12 strikeouts? Or
I'm not sure how many strikeouts, but he was fantastic.
Okay.
Great game. Yeah.
So it's a nice 1-2 combo, you and Elijah there. So you think you'd be able to close it out?
Yes, I think we will.
Okay, great. That's awesome. We're here with senior Aaron Leong, a complete game, 3 hits, shutouts with 8 strikeouts. He'll be going to UC Davis next year. Congratulations, Aaron. Thanks for coming, spending some time with us.
All right, thank you.
We'll be back in a second to wrap things up here from San Francisco State University. Lowell takes Game 1 of the TransBay Championship Series 1-0 over Oakland Tech. We'll be right back, folks. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you.
You bet. And welcome back to the PlayOnSports.com postgame show. Alongside my broadcast partner, Mike Cronenwet, I'm Ben Schneider. Happy to have you with us. And thanks for Aaron Leong for spending a couple minutes with us, too. He was fantastic tonight. A complete game, 3-hit shutout with 8 strikeouts. How about his performance?
Fantastic, as you said. He also scored the game-winning run.
Yep.
I mean, game-winning run in the first inning. I mean,
just 2 batters in. It's crazy the way baseball works sometimes.
But he was just dominant. And it was like, though Oakland Tech, here's the thing with Oakland Tech. In this series, they're not out of it. I mean, we thought early on, man, it's going to be an ugly game the way they were throwing the ball around a little bit. Mm-hmm. But Oakland Tech had plenty of chances as, Dewey got picked off there late in the game, and that seemed to have cost them. But to be honest, they had way too many missed opportunities. They had more than a few runners that stranded on second. They had leadoff hits go nowhere. They had stolen bases. They had opportunities, but they just couldn't capitalize.
Del Pino was fantastic as well. Give hats off to him, too. Woodlow ended up with 2 hits on the day, so he was fantastic, too. So he won't be able to go Friday to go against Saunders, who you saw pitch last game. So it's going to be a tough task for Oakland Tech to try to tie things up. But if they do, good news is you can probably get Del Pino for that third and decisive game.
Very much. And also, it'll be back in Oakland. And I think, just the travel, even though, yes, they're only going the Bay Bridge across, but that's it. When you travel to another place,
you just home field.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And they'll be at Henderson Field on Friday, and we'll have the game live here. I'll actually be broadcasting with that one.
Nice.
But it will be back in Henderson Field on the namesake of Ricky Henderson. So hopefully he can give them maybe some more stolen bases,
Absolutely. We had our fair share of those today. Any final thoughts before I sign us off there, Mike, as Lowell takes game 1 of a best-of-3 TransBay Baseball Championship Series by a score of 1-0. Both pitchers were dynamite. Any final thoughts?
This series, I believe, I'm predicting it right now, this series will go 3 games.
Oh, a prediction here.
We'll go 3 games.
Who's going to win the Warrior game tonight?
Oh, man. I think the Warriors will do it.
Okay.
I think they will go to San Antonio and beat the Spurs. They should be up 3-1 right now,
yeah, you're
actually.
Right. That's your lock of the day by Mike Cronenwet. For our videographer, Melissa Hobart, and our one and only in-game producer, Tim King, and for my broadcast partner, Mike Cronenwet, I'm Ben Schneider, signing off here from Maloney Field here at San Francisco State University, where Lowell took Game 1 of a best-of-3 series by a score of 1-0. Tune in Friday. Check our PlayOnSports.com website for all our games and schedules. We'll see you Friday night from Henderson Field in Oakland. For Mike and Melissa and Tim, I'm Ben saying so long. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Have a great night.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.